All of you know what these are? This is my NRA card. This is my concealed carry permit. There should be no question how I feel about the Second Amendment. But I want to talk about the First Amendment as well. The right to speech, the right to the free press, the right to assemble, the right to associate, the right to bring grievances. The First Amendment is about liberty. That liberty is so important to us today because liberty is more than freedom. Liberty is about the exercise of free will. Liberty is about the exercise of conscience. It is about the preservation and protection of the soul. It is because we have liberty that we as an American people are able to do and enjoy the things that we do. We are part of a covenant. We have an agreement among ourselves. We're also supposed to have an agreement between us and the government. We're holding up our end. They're not holding up theirs, and that needs to change. The second great American strength is the nuclear traditional family. I want you to remember those words. Nuclear traditional family. Man and a woman brought together in holy sacrament, bring forth children, and establish the basic social unit of our society. That must be protected, it must be preserved, and any alteration of that is simply something to advance an ideological agenda that has nothing to do with what is in the best interest of this country. The third great American strength is the primacy of faith. Many of you know of the journey I've taken with my faith, and I know many of you have been very happy and wonderful in sharing your journeys with me. We had the opportunity to pray together, many of us, and we do. And we pray proudly, and we're not afraid of it at all. I had a prayer in this opening tonight, and the reason is because it means so much to you that we have reverence for our faith. The primacy of faith in this country is under assault. All you have to do is read about it. They want to tell us how to do things. They want us how we should live. And worse, they want to take our sense of religion and reduce it to simply an hour a week in some church, temple, or cathedral. That's not religion. It's clear they don't understand religion. Or maybe they do, and maybe they're afraid of it. Yeah. Maybe they're afraid of it. Because religion and faith are fundamental because we bring individual liberty and our families to faith. We must protect faith, and as a senator, I will do that. The final American strength is voluntary association and community. Our communities must be resilient. We must build our communities. We're there because we want to be. Now imagine a world where we have broken down the communities, and these communities come in all forms. And when we break down the community, what stands between us and the government? Nothing. Nothing. Then government then has they think, the intellectual high ground to replace you as parents, to replace your religion, to replace your markets, to replace everything about you, to replace your ability to choose. And after all, that's what we're here for, right? The right to choose. We have the right to choose. This is one of the reasons that we need more people to get elected to office who will go and fight this fight to get the government out of our lives, off our backs, out of our bedrooms, out of our cars, out of our schools, and let us decide on what's best for us. I want to talk briefly about the 4 pillars of leadership. The first is competence. Now, you're going to have to choose. You know, we got a lot of great Republicans going to be running in this race. I only have 3 so far, but I have a feeling that might, that may increase geometrically before we're all done. But you're going to have a lot of people to choose from. But you have to take a look at those resumes. And you know mine. What we're going to do is let the rest of Iowa know who I am, and they'll find out. The second pillar of leadership is selflessness. Think about that word, selflessness. I'm here to serve the nation. I'm here to serve Iowa. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to serve my God and my family. Whether I get anything out of this doesn't matter. But selflessness means that you will put everything above your own personal gain and your own personal interest. And you know me. The people in this room know me. You know I mean that, and I will do that, and I will always do what is best for this nation. Third, you must be decisive. You can't sit there and hem and haw about it. I've given some interviews already, and I'm sure that my communications people will yell at me, "Oh my word, you can't be so blunt." Well, I'm sorry. I am blunt force trauma. So people might get bruised along the way, but folks, this is not my first rodeo. But I think you need to be decisive, and you need to tell people what you think. You need to tell them the truth. My dad taught me a long time ago. When I went into the service as an officer, he was an enlisted man, and he said, the one thing you have to do, above all other things, every time you stand in front of your troops, you must tell them the truth. No matter what, no good or bad, up or down, you must always tell them the truth. They may not like it, but they'll respect you for it, and they will follow you because you have told them the truth. I will always tell you the truth. Finally, you must be courageous. You must have courage to do this. This takes a lot of courage to take this leap, folks. I have a pretty cushy life. I'm a college professor. I'm a tenured college professor. I had a radio gig until this morning. It takes a lot of courage to stand by your convictions. It takes a lot of courage to march your principles. It takes courage to look people in the eye and tell them that things aren't always going to go their way. It takes courage to change your mind when you're wrong. It takes courage to stand up to people when you may be the only one. I will always be there. Well, I know you're hot, so am I. So I got to cover some admin here. There are a lot of people in here. We've got a lot of tables outside. You need to sign up for things. Got to go out there and sign my petitions. You got to take these donation cards, fill them out. You're not getting out of the building without turning one in, by the way. This is like Pam Mickelson's class in mine, you know, where you don't get out of class without doing the homework. So this is where we are. A couple other things I just want to make sure that you know. Our website is up and running. Iowans for Sam Clovis. Our Twitter page is a twit. Our Facebook is facing. And we need money. I'm not kidding, we need money, so start pre-flighting your checkbooks, I'm coming around. So I close my show.
Sam, there's a downside to your announcement tonight.
What's that?
That the folks here are not going to be hearing you anymore at 10 o'clock at coffee hour.
Well, they will tomorrow.
Now,
Yeah.
that too. I enjoyed it. That's funny.